Okay, so in yesterday's video, I walked you guys through an overview of a case study of 3 clients showing that 30% roughly on average of advertised sales came from search terms that had no estimated search volume. And in this video today, I'm going to actually walk you through how you can go find those terms for your listings so that you can advertise on them and generate some of the same results. So what I'd like to do is we're going to start with a search term like mugs for grandma. So just really simple, grandma mug. And what we've got here is tons of different keywords and search terms that we can use for people looking for a mug for grandma. So we've got grandma mug, we've got great grandma, best grandma, coffee mug grandma, great grandma coffee mug. So there's going to be a handful of these. And what I love about Helium 10 is it actually shows you what some of the most frequently used tangential terms are. So we could, for example, get everything that included coffee, but I'm just going to grab a handful of these. So grandma coffee mug, best grandma ever mug, world's best grandma mug, mug for grandma. So we're gonna take these keywords, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to plug them into merge words. And what I love about merge words is it basically will take combinations of keywords, and that's kind of what we're looking for. We showed how the search terms that actually brought in sales were often the same length, so the same number of keywords, typically 3 or 4, but in reverse order and or using synonyms. So if we just take the highest search term grandma mug, for example, we can go ahead and put in grandma and then mug. And I just found this website, yourdictionary.com. It's a thesaurus. You can use any, as well as you can use past advertising reports to see what else has converted. But if you're not advertising on it, you're probably not going to convert for it. But what I did is I wanted to find other search terms that were synonyms for grandma. So we've got Nana, we've got granny, we've got grandma. I'm just going to do a handful of those. So we've got grandmother, we've got granny and Nana. We've also got gram and grandmommy, which is what my wife calls her grandmother. Okay, so already we've got 6 possible combinations, and these may not actually show much search volume in Helium 10. That's fine. That's not the point. Again, if we're able to find relevant terms that don't have any estimated search volume, there's a good chance that nobody else is going to be advertising on those in the same capacity. But we can take it a step further. So we also have great and best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those here, best and great, and I'm going to add an extra space below that. And the way that works is if I go ahead and add an extra blank line below that, it's going to then do a whole line of these with that blank. Basically, we get best grandma mug, best granny mug, best grandma mug, and then we've got the great granny mug, great nana mug, etc. But we also have those keywords without best or great, which is kind of what we wanted. We've also got coffee. So now we can, instead of just mug, we can add coffee mug. And now I've got 36 total combinations, right? So 36 combination that we can go after. And if there's a different one, so all of a sudden we've got 36. We can also look at how these are searched in different orders. So now all of a sudden we got grandma coffee mug. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm recreating these additional terms, but I'm also going to be adding all those synonyms. So mug for grandma. So now we can go ahead and move these over. And so we're going to do mug for, so grandma, grandmother, granny, nana, gram, and grandmommy. 12 additional combinations. Again, mug for grandma, mug for granny, coffee mug for grandma. Now, I think travel was also one of the other ones that we could do. So we've got travel in there. So we can add a travel mug. And again, now we've got 18 combinations. All of these search terms that we can take these, for example, and we can actually plug them back into Helium 10 and see if there is any search volume just to test. but it's much less important that they show search volume. Again, that's where the money is advertising against keywords that don't show search volume. So this one, coffee mug for grandma, and mug for grandmother are the only ones that show search volume. Travel mug for grandma looks like it's a suggested keyword. Again, if we put in grandma mug into Amazon, there are different search terms that are going to pop up that Amazon's recommending. But doing this for all of your listings, for all of your advertised keywords, is going to be incredibly beneficial. Again, we're looking at all of these different search terms. I had no idea how many words there were for grandmother. And you can also do them in Spanish, was another one. So Spanish words are searched pretty heavily on Amazon.com, depending on the category or the product. So add those in. And as you discover new synonyms and new search terms that people are searching, you can add those in as well. Now, the benefit to this strategy is if you happen to put a search term in that doesn't get a lot of search volume or doesn't get any search volume, it literally doesn't hurt you at all. So the only thing that happens is, it doesn't get any impressions and nobody clicks. So you're never going to waste money. The only way that you would waste money is if you were doing irrelevant terms. And that's why the keywords are so important. It's a mug, it's a travel mug, it's a coffee mug, and it's for grandma, grandmother, granny. And so those are the types of really targeted search terms that we want to go after. And we want to do them in all variations. We want to do them in all orders. And like I said, they don't have to be super long, but typically we want to bid on these in broad, phrase, and exact. If you want to separate them into multiple campaigns, not multiple ad groups. And if you're not getting any clicks or impressions, increase the bid, but that's going to help.